You are listening to one of the most prolific podcasts. I'm Caleb.
It's your boy DT.
And I'm Ken.
We are the Mind Report.
Here to push your mind and change your thoughts.
Oh man, what's going on, everybody? Just another week with the Mind Report. I'm so happy to be here. I'm your host, Ken.
I'm Caleb.
I'm DT.
And like every week, we want to start it off with abundance of gratitude because it's really a true blessing to be here speaking to y'all with the amount of love, the support, you know, the streams we get. We really, really, truly grateful to even just be in a position like this. So without further ado, DT, what we talking about today, bro?
I mean, the thought of the day is going to be pretty much we talking about the things that mentally tough people do. Now, with mentally tough people, it's a lot of elements that play into how they think. I like to call it higher thinking.
Right.
Because if you mentally tough, that means you thinking higher than another person. Because a lot of people don't have that kind of toughness to actually go along with the trials or the errors or the mistakes of life. Yeah. But if you have this type of mindset, the Mamba mentality. But we ain't even on the court shooting right now, but it's the Mamba mentality. Right. Just because of the simple fact is you tend to see things from a different perspective than somebody else, or you switch your whole attitude about whatever it is that's going on in your life. Right. I know one of the top things that people do who are mentally tough is they balance self-acceptance with self-improvement. So we talk about self-acceptance. It's not you looking so much for any type of validation from anyone because you validating yourself. And when we talk about self-improvement, every day is a new experience for self-improvement. Right. You have to be able to do that on a day-to-day basis. They go by what you're doing, the environment that you have around you, and basically what you're saying. But you have to be able to incorporate both of them into your daily regimen, kind of like a routine. Mm-hmm. What you do on a routine basis, it become a part of you. Yeah. So if you're looking at self-acceptance, that become a part of you because now we're talking about self-love. And if you looking at self-improvement, you building on yourself on a day-to-day basis. Right. That's one of the top things that I know that mentally tough people actually apply on a day-to-day basis. Right. Which one do you think is more important? Is it self-acceptance or is it self-improvement?
I would have to say self-improvement. Reason being is because there's always room to grow. You know what I'm saying? Everything you do, especially as an individual. I feel like a little bit of acceptance is like being comfortable with where you at. Yeah. I'm accepting the fact that I lack this and that's just what it is. But when you look into self-improvement, like you really pushing yourself to be, you know, better than where you at right now.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. I say self-improvement is more important than me instead of acceptance because sometimes you can accept the wrong things. Right. And then sometimes you can accept the wrong things from other people that may not be good for you. Or you may procrastinate and you may accept that behavior, and sometimes that's not good. Self-acceptance is just more because it'll keep you in line with yourself. Right.
Even though I know I kind of went into it, but I think that it's both. Because if you coming down, like Ken said, with self-acceptance, then you know you need to accept yourself. Right. So once you accept where you at, then now you can look at where you going. Right. And then once you do that, now if you focus on where you at, now you can kind of better improve yourself with small daily tasks. Right. Versus you just looking at the bigger picture. Right. Because the bigger picture is basically like the end result. And you don't never supposed to have an end, especially when it comes to improving yourself. Because I know we said it in previous episodes, you got to be able to be a student of life. Mm-hmm. And only how you can be a student of life, you got to keep learning. But if you get to the point where you stop learning, then there's no more self-improvement. Right. But you definitely don't. If you listen to this right now, you don't need to be trying to seek any type of validation from anybody. Mm-hmm. The only validation you should be seeking is from yourself. How Moneybag Yo say is me versus me. Yeah, that's exactly what it is on a day-to-day basis. Right. I'm trying to be better than I was yesterday. Exactly. I'm not trying to be better than anyone else. Right. And I think I had made a Facebook post about this. I had said, you cannot compete with me because I want you to win. Right. That's how I feel. Yeah. There is no competition between me and anybody else. Mm-hmm. And if the only person that I'm validating is myself, I'm my only competition. Right. no matter what's going on around me.
Yeah. I feel like when you compete, I honestly think you pay too much attention to what the next person doing anyway. Because it's like when you racing, you know what I'm saying? If you in a competition, like you focused on winning, but at the same time, like you got to make sure you doing better than the person next to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Too much work.
Right. It's too much work. So you just got to really put all that work that you would be doing, focusing on the next person and your own self. And I honestly feel like a balance between self-acceptance and self-improvement is real important, because when you accept yourself, it's like you know what it is that you got to work on. You are acknowledging your weak areas, whatever the case may be. But when you don't accept it and when you deny it, it's like you block it off. So it's like
Blocking your
instead of
growth.
right, so it's like instead of accepting what it is, you trying to like push it away and it never improves. It's always there. You know, so the quicker you accept it, like the quicker you could work on it, the better of an individual you could be.
Facts. Yeah.
So another thing that mentally tough people do is face the fears that hold them back. I was reading a book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
That's one of his top books.
Right, like one of my favorite books. And in the beginning, he said that sometimes in life, you really just, I'm going to keep it G-rated. You really got to stop caring.
Nah, hell nah.
Uh-oh.
Go in like you normally go in.
Go in.
I'm trying to be a Christian.
Yeah, don't be no Christian today.
Right, not on this
You a
episode.
sinner today.
Look, I'm trying to be a saint.
Hey,
But nah, like sometimes in life you just can't give a fuck to the point where it's like you look fear in his
There we
eyes.
go.
There you go. We look fear in his eyes, and regardless of what the possibility of it won't happen or the possibility of this may happen, like regardless of anything, you keep going. It takes a strong ass person to go against the odds. When you feel like something ain't gonna work and you still do it, a lot of times fear prevents people from doing great things.
Right.
A lot of times people get themselves like the worst case scenario. Sometimes people like, what if it don't? My mindset is, what if it do?
What if it
Exactly.
do work?
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Right.
So like for every negative, like I always say, it's a positive to go with it.
Right. That's where faith comes in, though, too, with fear. That's why your faith got to be really, really strong, because you're believing in something that you physically can't see yet.
Right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? So that's why faith got to be really, really strong when it comes to dealing with your fear. When it comes to just fear in general, we give ourselves bad scenarios of, you know, okay, I'm not this type of person. Like,
Right.
this ain't for me. You start to talk down and negative on yourself. So when you have that faith and you know the odds are against me, but I know this is going to happen. When you face your fears and you know shit's going to pop off for you, it's always going to work in your favor no matter what. It always does. That's law. Definitely establish that faith when it comes to fear.
And do you not know you get a return on what you face and not what you fear? So everybody that's listening to this right now, I want you to ask yourself this question. What type of return do you want out of life? If you don't know what type of return, I'm pretty sure you know what type of return you want if you make an investment.
Oh, yeah. I want that
That's
good.
So now we talking about life. This the nitty and gritty. Like, this is a self-reflecting question.
Right.
If you fear something, I'm telling you, get out your comfort zone, because if you stay in your comfort zone, that is your dead zone.
Right.
And that's how we say it in network marketing. You stay in your comfort zone, that's your broke zone.
Yeah.
You're going to forever be broke, and you're going to forever feel like a failure if you don't step out of your comfort zone. Right. If it's anything that's holding you back right now, and I mean, fear, it had a power to paralyze you, but only if you let it. And I'm telling you, that can be one of the most destructive diseases that you ever have in life. And the side effects are very, very dangerous, only if you let it. Because it was if you fear something so much, and let's say, for instance, you want to pursue something like your dreams, it'll kill it.
Right.
If you have hope that something gonna happen and you don't follow through with it because you thinking about the worst case scenario, guess what? It'll kill your hope. Right. So you cannot let this thing have any type of permission over your life in a direction of your life. You just have to keep moving forward with wherever you want to do. And sometimes you got to talk to fear. I'm like, man, shut the hell up. I know what I'm doing.
Right.
I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I hear what you saying, but do you know what I'm doing?
Right.
Yeah, so you got to have that kind of talk with yourself sometimes. It's not crazy. It's just you getting it in check.
Right. You handle your business.
Handle your business.
I mean, and with that being said, too, you only got one life to live. Yeah. You only got one shot, one chance. You know, we can't do this life thing again. We only get older from the day we're born. We only get older. So everyone is going to be a time where everyone has to go. Yeah. And you just want to make sure that you did everything to your fullest and that you didn't live in fear, because that's the worst thing, is living in fear.
Do you know what's the wealthiest place in the world right now?
Graveyard.
You want to know why? because so many people let fear kill their dreams or their aspirations. When you come into this world, you supposed to actually leave here as a contribution to the world.
Right.
You don't just supposed to be walking or strolling through life and just living it. You supposed to leave something so the world can benefit from.
Right.
And a lot of people die with all those books that they wanted to write, those movies that they wanted to play in, or all those, let's just say, cars that they wanted to create.
Right.
It's a whole bunch of things that people die with, and you don't supposed to die with it. You supposed to expose it to the world. Just how you be on social media and you mad at somebody, you exposing them. You supposed to expose your dreams and your visions to the world. Like we were talking about visions last week. We was talking about vision. If you have any kind of vision, dreams, or aspirations, do it right now. Do not let this thing called fear hold you back. The only thing that's supposed to happen is you supposed to be a factor for fear. Fear don't supposed to be a factor in your life.
Right.
Another thing that I know that we should touch on when we talking about mentally tough people is they learn from their mistakes.
Right.
That's kind of like we were just talking about being a student of life. You have to be able to take L's. And now when we talk about L's, like Ken be saying, we ain't talking about losses. We talking about lessons. You have to be receptive to the lessons that's going on in life. So you have to be able to take, how they say, constructive criticism from the things that goes on in your life, and don't be so boarded off or you building a wall up to the experiences that goes on in your life. Because you're going to have a lot of highs and you're going to have a lot of lows, but you have to be able to learn from those bad moments and then turning those into good moments. Yeah.
I feel like mistakes really mold you into the person you want to become. It's like, let's just say when you walking, you know what I'm saying? You just walking so fast, you ain't paying attention to whatever you got going on. You hit your foot on the foot of the bed. That's going to mess you up. You're going to be in a whole lot of pain. That's the mistake you made.
Yeah.
But it taught you that the next time you come around that corner, not to walk that way. You know what I'm saying?
Pay attention.
Right. So it's the same thing with a mistake. Sometimes you got to go through a mistake to teach you, okay, next time I'm going to do it this way. Next time I know not to walk. You know what I'm saying? Into that. So it's like mistakes really mold you into the person you become. Now, mistakes are there to mold you. That's what they there for. Like I said before in the episode, if you was worthy of what you want in life to happen, it'll already be there. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes your process is what you have to go through in order to get wherever you want to be at. Mistakes happen. Well, all the time, the mistakes that you go through is like just a learning lesson. Like we say, it's never a loss, it's always a lesson. That way, when you get to wherever you want to go, you already done been there. You know, you get there, whatever struggle may come with it, it's nothing new because you done already experienced it.
Now, how could you tell someone who feels like everything they do is a mistake? It never works out in their favor. They always find themselves getting the short end of the stick.
I'm going to be the first to tell you, you can't help nobody like that. Just because the simple fact is their outlook is already distorted. So the lens that they seeing life through is not HD. It's like standard. Because they so used to negative things happening to them, they don't never think about they expect it. They don't never think about the positive that could happen. Just like Ken said, you switching your language up. Because now you thinking about the negative that could happen, but what if it do work? Instead of, oh man, I don't think this is gonna work for me, because every time I try to do something new, I always bump my head. Okay, you have to switch up your language about it. If you switch up your language about it, then therefore you switch up your expectations about it.
You see how you say language though? And you see how you just use that example and literally just told yourself that you couldn't do it.
Exactly.
That's what a lot of people do. They go into a situation where they'll literally tell themselves, okay, I can't do it. And then they'll go try and attempt to do it. And before they attempt to do it, they already feel like they failed. They already feel like they failed. And the power is in the feeling. If you feel like you're going to fail, you're going to fail. And anything you do, you got to have good feelings about it. You got to feel good about it. You got to feel confident about it. I'm not going to open up a shoe store if I don't believe I'm not going to sell no shoes. I got to be very, very confident about what I'm doing.
You cursing yourself.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Right. It's like you manifesting it on your own life. I don't care if I mess up. I'm going to still tell myself I did good.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I feel like it goes back to confidence. If you honestly feel like everything you do, you mess up with, like, come on now.
Not everything.
Right, like, man.
Like everything.
Everything you touch, you mess up. Like, that's a confidence problem if you ask me. It's like, and then going forward, you let that control you. Like, bro, you don't look at yourself in another way. Look, like, that's the only way.
I'm finna throw y'all off with this.
Oh, go ahead.
Everything that I touch is gold.
Better let them know.
Everything I touch is gold. You want to know why? Because I know what to touch.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let that sizzle.
Let that
sizzle a little bit. Yeah, I know what to touch.
Right.
But just like how Kayla was talking about, once you tell yourself something not gonna work, guess what? It's not gonna work because the universe or either God gonna give you exactly what it is that you asked for. Right. If it is gonna work or it ain't gonna work, guess what? One of y'all right.
Right.
Whichever one. So you need to get it's more of a mindset thing versus anything. Yeah. If you go into it with a bad mindset, then guess what it's gonna be set on? Bad. Yeah. So you have to just switch your perspective, but you can't help anybody who already have a bad perspective on life. Right. Only thing you can do is just advise them and get them some type of a better outlook on how life could be. Yeah. But it's up to them to actually make the choice because like we all grown. Everybody listen to this grown. So you got to make your own decisions. If you want better in life, guess what? You got to make a better decision in life. Right. But if you want to have exactly what you have right now, be stuck exactly where you at.
Right.
You can't be mad at the results that you get. You got to be mad at the effort that you put in. Because if you ain't put in no effort and you get mad at results, you can only be mad at yourself.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I know there's a lot of hate going on, and a lot of people can be very, very quick to be envious towards one another. But I know like another thing that mentally strong people do is generally celebrate other people's success. You know, and
that's a big one.
And that's and that's real. Like all the people I have around me, in general, a lot of people, a lot of envious people, a lot of jealous people. Some people want to see you do good, but they don't want to see you do better than them. Right. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know how to celebrate other people's joy or success. You know, they can say, okay, good job, congratulations, you know, but it's not genuine. Everybody that I have around me, I want you to do better than me or be good as just as me. And if you doing better than me, that's awesome because now I know you. You know what I'm saying? I can say I know this person. Mm-hmm. And now that energy that you have, you can help me be in a better situation. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So why would I be hateful? Why would I be envious? You know, I'll celebrate it just like it's mine. You got a new car, you got a new house. Shit, come on, let's ride somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Let me drive that junk.
Okay.
I don't know about
that. Here go the keys. Yeah, Kayla got a heavy foot.
Oh my goodness.
No, sir. That boy is fast and the furious.
What you say? Oh my goodness. But just for real though, that takes a lot of mental toughness because a lot of people can be envious because what if someone has the same dreams as you and they out here
reaching faster than you.
Reaching faster than you and now you thinking to yourself, what am I doing wrong? Right. Like why are they doing the things that I wish I could have been doing right now? You know, what if I'm doing wrong? What direction? I'm younger than him. Oh, I'm older than him. Like, it doesn't really matter. Right. You know, I just feel like information is everything. It doesn't matter who it is, how it is, what you look like, how old you are. If you can imagine and you can see yourself there, it's going to happen for you no matter what. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's not your timing. You know, and people have
Timing
to understand
is everything.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Right. But everybody that's listening to this right now, if you see somebody doing better than you, please humble yourself enough to ask, how did you get to an accelerated point of where you at right now? Right. It don't take nothing but one question. I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, that person would give you their process. Mm-hmm. Now, your process might not be the same as theirs, but you must understand what time is. And I think I said this in the episode earlier. So time is the things I must experience. Right. So it's some things you must experience in your process, but you have to be able to celebrate other people's success just like it's yours. Mm-hmm. Because if I can't celebrate you, then how can I have exactly what you have or more than what you have if I'm not excited for you? Right. So my wins is your wins is my wins. Right. So everyone should be moving in that type of mindset. We moving in the mindset of abundance, not scarcity. Right. So everybody have the ability to have more out of life. Right. But your mindset is the thing that holds you back. Yeah. And you feel like just because he did, oh man, I probably can't even open up a business just like that. Yes, you can. Mm-hmm. Who says you can't?
Only you say you can't.
Yeah, right. Only you say you can't. Like we were just talking about language. What type of language are you using with yourself? Mm-hmm. But you have to be able to clap for people because your time coming. Right. If you don't clap for people, then how can you expect for people to clap for you when it's your time?
Exactly.
You hindering yourself.
Right. Mm-hmm. You can't be humble. If you grateful, if you show gratitude, God will give you more things to be grateful for. Exactly. And that's a given fact. and it's always and that's law. That is not a lie.
It's uncut.
And look, that's how we started off every single episode with the Mind Report. So if you don't got gratitude in you, I don't know what's going on in your life right now. You got to have some type of gratitude. But we definitely want y'all to show some type of gratitude right now. Go and subscribe. Matter of fact, stop what you're doing right now. Share this episode with somebody else, because that's the only how this episode get out to everybody else. If you share it with somebody and that somebody share it with somebody else. But we're going to start this thing off of gratitude, and that's how we're going to end it off with gratitude. But go ahead, Ken. I know you got something to say, baby.
Oh, spin what? Well, hey, he get too raw with it, boy. He get too raw with it. You got me over here.
Okay. I think it's hard to come back after that one. Nah, but listen, I said this I think 3-4 episodes ago. You are what you put out. And so when you be genuinely happy for other people, people would genuinely be happy for you.
Facts.
Like DT say, when it's your turn. If you put out the wrong energy, if you envious of people, it's not going to happen for you. You get what I'm saying? When you happy, even if you in a position where it's not happening for you right now, but you genuinely happy and you cheering for other people, that person is going to return the energy. So They got to genuinely be happy for you. At some point, they got to clap for you. Eventually, you going to start manifesting shit in your life for them to be happy for you with. I also think a lot of times people don't genuinely celebrate other people's successes because they get held back by comparing themselves. You start comparing yourself damn, what I'm doing wrong or what, but little do you know everything you're doing is right.
Do you know the quickest way to kill your success?
What is it?
Comparison.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You'll get hung up by it.
Right.
With no rope.
Okay. Caught up. But yeah, it's real important. You be genuinely happy for other people. Honestly, when people around me win, I know I'm winning. So it's really a thing of peace. I be happy for people genuinely happy. And if somebody got more than me and they genuine with me, because they're the only people I really hang around. When you genuine with me, like Caleb said earlier, it's going to be nothing for you to help me. You know what I'm saying? So when you win, it's one for all us. Because if you up first, then you going to pull me up with you.
But a lot of people don't like to tell you exactly what it is that they done did to get to the point where they at. That go with a lot of people, just like you was just saying. A lot of people want to see you do good, but I don't want to see you do better than me.
Right.
And I'm just going to kind of jump off subject for a minute, but I know it's going to ruffle a couple feathers. But a lot of people in our community, they had that problem with actually seeing the next man do better than them or the next woman do better than them. Give me the blueprint so I can run it. Don't determine what my success is just because you don't want my success to overshadow your success. Now, that's not genuine if you had that kind of attitude about somebody or you had a kind of love for somebody. Because if we talk about moving in love and you leading with love, I always want you to win. No matter if it's with me or away from me, I want you to win. So that goes back into leadership. A lot of people got to have that type of attitude and that type of vision for somebody. You want people to win. You solely want people to win. But you got to get away from that scarcity mindset and let's just move more forward into abundance. Because there's enough for everybody out here. Yeah. Everybody can eat. Just pull your chair up and get a plate.
That's it.
That's it.
I honestly feel like my successes shouldn't be the limit to the next person's successes. I will always want somebody to go further with me. If not for any other reason, it's to show me that it's possible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To keep me going okay, damn, I'm here, but I can go there too.
Right.
Because sometimes it's easy to get comfortable with the position when I done made my first $1 million. I'm going to stay here for a minute. And you got somebody else my age hitting 2 in a minute. That keeps me going. I'm not comparing myself, but I'm motivating. I'm aspiring to be better than what I am now.
Competitive competition,
right?
But it's positive,
right?
Versus
positive,
negative. Bro, I did 2 million this week. Ooh, okay,
right,
I see you. I see you. Yeah, I'm coming at you then.
Right.
And you should have that amongst your group that you with, your environment. Your environment should always push you to another level.
Right.
You shouldn't have nobody in your circle that's hating. If it is, they're a square, and squares don't belong in circles.
Right.
So you need to exit that totally out.
And if you like that, I'm gonna tell you right now, man, you got to get yourself together, mentally, to be honest and uncut and raw. You ill. Something really wrong with you mentally.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You not trying to pass the baton. You trying to hold that shit on from your kids, your friends. Bro, something wrong with you, dog. You got to get that shit figured out.
Pass that damn baton.
And stop holding on to it. What you want in your hand for? Another thing I know that mentally tough people do is they focus on sharpening their skills rather than showing them off. A lot of times, like when you show stuff off, it's like you stop doing whatever you doing because you feel like what you done did is enough. When I'm showing shit off, it's like, okay, I done did this. Y'all see what I done did. But it's you stopping to do that. And the goal should always be to continue to move forward. So instead of showing this shit off, just keep doing whatever you doing. Keep getting better at whatever you get better at. One thing I learned is sometimes certain shit don't need to be spoken on. Mm-hmm. People should be able to just see it. And a lot of times in life, a lot of people may not know, but a lot of people already know what your life is like by how you carry yourself, the things you do, the actions you take. And that's just what it is. A lot of things you don't have to say.
Right.
My appearance, the way I carry myself, then I already spoke to you before I even opened my mouth and said anything. Mm-hmm. Instead of showing your skills out, keep going with it. Like, keep getting better with it. Everything it's going to show in due time.
Oh, yeah,
right.
Definitely. You don't even got to say nothing.
Right.
Instead of showing it off, you need to be doing it until you run it up.
Right. Like dog say, run it till you can't do it no more.
I was just about to say, run it up until you can't do it no more.
Y'all know I love dog.
Yeah. He came through with the line on that one.
I'll be 70, 80 years old, still running up the bag. Okay?
Yeah.
Nah, but for real though, with skills, you need to hone more into your skill and that go back to what you really focus on.
Right.
Because what you focus on will grow. Now, if you focus on showing it off, yeah, you might show it off for a second, but I guarantee you in the midst of you showing it off, you losing track of whatever you really supposed to be doing. Whatever it is that you showing off, it can be snatched away from you real quick. So they go back to you humbling yourself, and that's the humility factor in you.
Right.
If you got something that you doing on a skill base, then you need to be improving your skills on a day-to-day basis versus you trying to say, yeah, I do this or yeah, I do this. And that's one thing that I do know about champions. They don't talk about what they doing because it's already done. Mm-hmm. Now, one thing about a winner, they always, when I say always, boast themselves up. What's the other side of being a winner?
A loser. So while you sit up here keep talking about what you done did, all your accolades or all your achievements and all this other type stuff, guess what? The losing side gonna come. Yeah.
But one thing I just told you about a champion, they don't talk about that. Mm-hmm. The results are already there. Why I gotta talk? That's the reason why I'm a champion.
Right.
I don't talk. I just give you results.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm the type of person, me per se, I honestly focus on my skills rather than show them off. Have you ever heard the saying, move in silence?
Yeah.
That's what I prefer, just to move in silence, because a lot of things, when you just don't let a lot of people in on your business and just to keep all the envious and jealousy and the negativity out your ear, it's always best to move in silence. And that's what, and just let your success speak for itself. You don't always have to let people know what you're doing, because when you conquer what you're doing, all that stuff is going to speak for itself. Just like Ken was saying, all your success is going to speak for itself, and you won't even have to say anything. You will earn people respect just by the way you carry yourself, by what you're doing. And people are going to notice, okay, he's moving a little bit different. He moving different from than he was a year ago, a year or two ago. So just move in silence.
Right.
But also, your self-worth also doesn't depend on where you're at in life. You just have to keep going. And that's where I said earlier in the beginning of the episode that your faith has to be strong. Because some people at that time, that fear gets to you. When you have a goal and then you don't meet that goal at a certain deadline, fear starts to come in place. But now your faith has to be strong. Faith has to go over your fear. And then when you start to do that, you start to see little things, little opportunities will start happening for you to reach your goal.
With self-worth, who do you see yourself becoming? You have to have a mental picture on your future self. I think Ken say this a lot. How you see yourself 5 years from now, you have to act as if you're already that person right now. Right. And that just comes with self-worth. So if you see yourself as being a person of value, guess what? You got to start acting like that right now. And don't focus so much on what you can achieve or what you have already achieved. You got to be able to look at who you are right now and the person you're trying to become. So that goes back into like your self-improvement. Improve on yourself daily. If you see yourself a certain person in the future, you have to do the things in the future to even prepare yourself to that type of person. You have to be more focused on who you are rather than what you can achieve. And your self-worth is the biggest thing that you can have in your life, and you're supposed to improve your value, therefore which improves your worth daily.
When your self-worth depends on what you achieve, it's like whatever you have makes you as an individual. Nothing that you possess should make you as an individual. Who you are should be who you are, with or without whatever you got. Sometimes in life it happens when we feel like we ain't achieving enough or we ain't doing nothing. So if your self-worth depends on what you achieve, what happens to your self-worth when you feel like you're not achieving anything, or in reality you stop achieving stuff? You start downing yourself, like your self-confidence, your self-esteem, all that shit goes out the window. Self-worth depends on who you are as an individual. You got to establish yourself. You got to spend time with yourself, like find out who you are as a genuine individual, with or without whatever it is that you achieve, your goals, whether it's a car, a house. Without it, who are you as an individual? And that's what it is.
Right. It's like that episode that we were talking about purpose. It's like, what happens when you fulfill your purpose? It just doesn't end there. You know, that's why it's just important to just know what direction you want to go. Life is a learning experience. We learn things every day. Even you can be 70 years old, you can be 80 years old, you're still learning something new. That's why we practice gratitude.
Right.
And that's why gratitude is so important. And that's why we express it so much, because when you show gratitude, when you show thankfulness and just praise, you get more things to be grateful for.
Yeah.
So it just never fails, and everything corresponds and work together.
With delayed gratification, you can't be so focused on the now if you already know what's going to be coming in the future. It's kind of like an anticipation thing. If you already know for certain that something is coming, then you can't be so focused on the instance of it. If let's just say, for instance, if I know that I'm going to have a certain dollar amount, if I know I'm going to have this car, if I know I'm going to have this house, why am I so in a rush for it? Right. Because if I know it's already mine, what I'm rushing for? Right. Just like with time, you can't rush time, because if you rush time, then basically you pretty much, and I don't know anybody's religious background, but if you rush in time and if you impatient, you kind of define what God has for your life, because now you wanted it on your time, and he already had the exact time that you should receive it. And the reason why you haven't received it yet is because you haven't become the person who can possess it or can hold it. Because anybody can have something, but can you really hold it? That's where the real hardship come in. That you can have anything in this world, but can you really maintain it? Right. If you can't maintain it, then it's obviously not your time. Just be more focused on growing into the person that you truly need to become in order to have the things that you want. Don't be focused on the right now, because the right now is your process, and you need to stay down in your process and enjoy the process. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's easy. If it's hard, do it hard. If it's easy, enjoy the easy street. But just know the hard gonna come right around the corner. But don't be focused on the instance of right now. Just be focus on the person that you should be becoming.
Yeah. I was listening to this audio with TD Jakes the other day, and it's crazy that we talking about it today. TD Jakes said that one of the biggest failures come from receiving things too soon. And he was like, if you want his life and he wants you to fail, the thing that he gonna do is just give it to you. Right. Because you haven't went through none of the hardships. You haven't witnessed none of the failures. You ain't witnessed none of the lessons. Right. So it's like, if you get it right now, you don't know how to keep it. Exactly. And so sometimes
preach.
Sometimes your greatest downfall is receiving things too soon. If I give you $1 million right now and you ain't went through, you know what I'm saying, blowing money, or you ain't went through spending money too fast, you gonna blow that.
That's why a lot of people who win the lottery, 9 times out of 10, they
go
back broke.
Exactly, because they getting it too soon. Yeah. Now, if you go through the hardships, if you learn the benefits of saving your money or investing your money, when I give you that $1 million after you done went through all them lessons, now I'm pretty sure you gonna keep it and grow it. Right. So sometimes the delayed gratification is only for your benefit. Yep. I can't give it to you right now because you don't know how to keep it. Right. You gonna get it. But I'm going to make you go through step A, B, C before I give it to you. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the reality of it.
I can guarantee you anything that's given to you right now will not last.
Exactly.
I'm telling you that. You might hate to hear it, but I'm telling you here to tell you this. Right. Anything that's given to you right now, I guarantee you it won't last. The thing that we really want to touch on, and I know it's a big one, people with mental toughness can bounce back from any type of failure that's going on in life. Just because of the simple fact is they view failure from a different point of view. Right. versus somebody who would view failure as this is my stopping point. Right. No, a person with some type of mental toughness, they view it as a pit stop versus a destination. Right. You got to keep going in the face of any kind of failure that you have in life. And I don't really just call it failure. Like we always call it a lesson. It's something to learn from, because if this didn't work, now I get to tweak this a little bit more, and I get to build on whatever it is that I done went through. And one thing that I do love about failure is you are not, I repeat, you are not starting back from nothing. Right. You starting back from experience.
Right. You know what the best thing about failure?
What?
You get to do it again the next day. Mm-hmm. You get the same 24 hours to attempt to go in a different direction the next day.
Try it again.
Right. Try it again the next day. Go a different route. If route A didn't work, try route B. Mm-hmm. You got another day.
Right.
I feel like failure is a decision that we all have to make on the outcome of it. It's like either you could let your failure be a blessing, or you could let your failure, like DC say, be a stopping point. To me, in my opinion, your failure is a checkpoint in order to get to the end of the race or whatever your goal is, just like in a game. And like in that game, when you go through that checkpoint and then you enter the next little phase, you run into a little speed bump or you lose that phase, it don't start you back off at the beginning of the race. It starts you at that last checkpoint. Right. And it's the same with life. When you get knocked down, you not starting all over again. Now you know when you get back up and try it again, you know what not to do. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know, okay, this ain't work. I got knocked down that time, so let's try this route. You know what I'm saying?
What comes with that, though?
What is it?
The whole point of you doing that is experience. You getting that experience. You growing, and that's something that no one can ever teach you. Right. So that's why it's very, very important for you to go out there and make some lessons. Mm-hmm. Create some lessons for you, because experiences no one can teach you. No one can show you. I can just tell you my experience, but you can't. It's nothing like you being there for yourself, doing it for yourself. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's very important to just know that once you go out there and something doesn't work for you and you tackle it in a different direction, it's meant for you. Yeah. And sometimes everyone's journey is not going to be the same. And there's going to be some things that you have to go through yourself in order to attain your goals and get what you want out of life.
And we personally think that like mental tough people are like the high thinkers of what we call to be the society that we live in today. So you have to be able to think higher in order to achieve higher. We really don't want everybody to be so caught up in achievement, but be so caught up in the becoming part. Mm-hmm. So if you can become anything, you have to have some mental toughness, because whatever you want to become, I guarantee you it's going to be a lot of failures. It's going to be a lot of mistakes. And it's going to be a lot of things that come your way, but you have to have that mental toughness to get through it.
Hopefully all of you can listen, take something from this and just apply it in your life. With mental toughness, just more of the story. You just want to be strong with your faith, with your goals, and with yourself. You don't have to accept anything. Share this with someone who you think that may need to hear this right now, who may be at their low point or just need a better direction in life and just need some guidance, needs to hear
some toughness,
some good words, some good positive words. You know, just share this out and we'll definitely appreciate it. Hopefully we added some type of value to your mind so that you can check your thoughts. Follow us on Instagram at The Mind Report. Also stream us however you like at www.themindreportpodcast.com. I'm Caleb.
I'm Ken.
And I'm DT.
And we are The Mind Report. And we are out.
If you enjoyed this podcast episode, make sure you share it with someone else.
And be on the lookout for new episodes. And make sure you subscribe now.
This is The Mind Report.
And we are out.